Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle and today I'm covering very important topic. How to get the loot, and we are talking about the most important part of the loot. So those are legendary items, legendary modules, legendary cores, the currencies to buy the best stuff in the game, everything that you will need end game, but you can start grinding for it from early game so you are prepared. So this video is particularly useful for about everyone. It's like a very condensed one. I will not go into a lot of details about any single way of obtaining the loot, as there is not enough time, but I do have a lot of videos under my guides section, under the guides playlist, that you can check out if you need more details. And now, let's start. First, let me cover the most important event that you need to be on the lookout for. Foundation Outpost is the place, and event is called Eviction Notice. And why this event is so important? Because during Eviction Notice event, that's the area, it's currently not running, but during Eviction Notice event, you can get over 20 legendaries on average, and as well a lot of experience from Super Mutant. The area you need to be during the event, it's in here. It's in here. You just sit over there on one of those rocks, take the best shooting position. Most of the legendaries is spawning in this area. So you need to be close. You don't even need to tag them, as there is shared loot, so if you are close, you will get loot from legendary enemies. Enemies are spawning up there too, but rarely any legendary, so for legendary purposes, you need to be in here. Of course, you cannot fail the event or they will stop spawning, but that's over 20 legendaries when you need those items, and when you drop a lot of legendaries, there is a chance that maybe some of them will be what you actually need, so you can get a really good one, as most of those legendaries will be 3-star, both armor and weapon pieces. Now, as we are covering events, let's talk a little bit about endgame events. I will be using here the footage from my last live stream because that's handy. I was covering this topic and asking your input as well, so there is some footage in the background to talk about it. So this is the nuke to get the Titan to spawn, one of the endgame bosses. And when do you want to do this event? This event is really good if you want to get Grand Finale. That's basically like a 4-star because there is additional effect. 2-shot broadsider, incredibly useful. You can play endgame with that, and it does fireworks when you fire it. So incredibly cool weapon that you can get, so that's main reason to do the Titan event. It's not guaranteed drop, but there is a good chance. A little bit of fighting is involved. Luckily, entire server can fight the Titan, so that shouldn't be too bad. As well as any endgame boss, it will drop additional 3-star. There will be some additional loot, some treasure nodes, and so on. So generally good, but mainly if you want to get Grand Finale. Then we have event Colossal Problem, and this endgame event is a little bit different because only 8 people can be inside the instance, but it is very good if you want to get a lot of nodes to purchase gold bullion. So this is really good for that as well. Wendigos inside. During the combat with air, there will be a lot of Wendigos, and they will drop a lot of acid if that's something you need. I will not cover really too much of resource farming here, as that's different topic, and most players with Followed First will be probably stockpile for a while, but yes. Air event, you can get a lot of acid and fiberglass, so those resources are like a bonus from all those Wendigos. Decent amount of experience as well. Overall, the loot is good. Like all the endgame bosses, the loot overall is good. I meant to say nodes and legendary cores. So 2 things. Nodes and legendary cores from Air event. And as we are in the topic of legendary cores, there are 2 other events that can give you 8 legendary cores for completion. And the best for course, yes, it is encrypted event. And the reason for this event to be the best is the fact that you can manually activate it. Yes, it does cost quite a bit of caps, almost 2000 caps to activate the event, as you need to craft those cards, but you can activate it and it's really fast. So it's manually activated, no nuke needed, it's fast to complete. It can be a little bit challenging to do solo, but with some help from other players, it's not too difficult. As well, a lot of robots to farm for some steel, aluminum, and fusion cells. 8 cores for completion. So that's the fastest way to farm legendary cores to re-roll your legendary items. And yes, it can spawn some additional legendary robots in addition to 3-star legendary boss robot that you are fighting in here. And lastly, one more event. It's a free range that unfortunately just need to pop by itself, and it can be in different places on the map. But if you see free range will give 8 cores, assuming you keep the Brahmins alive. So those are the best events for your cores. And lastly, Scorched Earth, another nuke activated event. This one is the best to get repair kits and stable fluxes. It's the best yield and relatively the easiest, as entire server can come in here. It's very long time, it's 30 minutes to complete, and you get all those rewards. Usually very fast as well. All of those events, of course, if you see them on the map, are worth joining. About nuking them, you have choice. If you want repair kits and stable fluxes, Scorched Earth. If you want treasure nodes for gold bullion and legendary cores from crafting, Air the Colossus event. And if you are after a unique weapon, then you have the Titan in Ashheap. And lastly, the best farm possible in the game, expeditions and Atlantic City, the most sensational game. And yes, only this particular one is the best for several reasons. Firstly, it's the one expedition that is relatively the easiest to solo in a reasonable amount of time. It is one of the expeditions that drop the highest amount of loot. As well, it is kind of expedition that you can speedrun with a team in about 4 minutes, with rewards being the same as the long expedition in Atlantic City. What you don't want to do is old expeditions, as rewards are greatly lowered compared to this particular one. As well, every time you run it, similar like in Daily Ops, if you loot everything, enemies will be dropping a lot of aid and ammo for your weapon, so that's easy way to refill on your ammo. But Teddy Bear, every time you pick it up, and that's one of the side objectives, you always want to do all side objectives for the best rewards, it's giving you 100 caps for everyone on the team. So imagine that, 100 caps, and you can run it like 10 times per hour on average. So that's 1k caps per hour in addition to all the loot from this expedition. And now about the loot itself. Every time you will get a nice chunk of experience, not the best way to farm experience, but really good. And 6 legendary items, random stars, which is good script feeder. Sometimes it can be something good. As well as very important here, stamps. Every time you'll get 15 stamps. First expedition during the day, you will get 20. So that's a lot of stamps for your end game gear, like auto axe, cold shoulder, all their scoreboard rewards are there. So stamps are very important to have a nice supply. As well, legendary modules, 1 to 2. 1 is guaranteed, quite often it's 2. That's unlimited way of farming for legendary modules, as this is not connected to scripting legendaries. It's outside of that. So you can be farming legendary modules in high quantities. As well, there is some ammo at the end for the weapon you are holding and some extra stim packs. There is a chance for in here to appear some script or some other bonus items, but only chance. The important part, you are getting experience, 6 legendary items, 15 stamps, 1 to 2 legendary modules. This is awesome. This is awesome farm for this purpose. And lastly, if you just need easy and fast ammo, I have an exact route in my guide. You can use ammo containers. You don't need any ammo to start. It takes like couple minutes to 5 minutes to run for it, pick it up. So if you just need a quick ammo refill, it is awesome place starting from Vault 76 towards the Brotherhood base that is holding more ammo. And finally, in case you need to optimize farming of some stuff like coffee, cake, whatever you can build in a workshop, like all those resource producers can be placed at workshops, so you can mass produce some stuff like Brahmin milk, birthday cake, or coffee, or whatever you need by claiming workshops, especially important if Santatron is active, so then you can place it and get some presents. And there is a bunch of workshops. I usually recommend to claim up to 10 to do not cause server issues. So that is everything you can do to optimize your end game gear farming. I hope some of those tips have been helpful for you. Let me know if you have your favorite farming strategies and what you are doing to farm it. This is what I recommend doing for each particular need of your end game progress. And that being said, thank you all for watching and see you all in the next one.